Welcome to the Empower Her Moments morning show, where we create intentional mindset shifts, empower women to embrace their potential, and open their hearts to their deepest desires. Join Margot, the beauty guru, your self-love and business strategist, and Dr. Alicia A. Williams, your transformation and empowerment coach. These dynamic women are here to guide you, inspire you, and uplift you. Together, they'll help you unleash your potential and own your journey. It's time to step into your greatness. Let's get started.
How do we find peace when life feels too heavy to carry along?
Dr. Alicia, I think we're all in that space right now.
Yes,
with everything that's happening just in the world,
yes.
In our communities, in our families, we thought that this conversation was much needed for our audience with everything that's happening. And so many people are carrying battles that they're not talking about, suffering in silence. A lot of us are dealing with, family things. We're dealing with financial things, right? We're dealing with feeling overwhelmed, anxiety, right? Not knowing what's next, what could possibly happen tomorrow. Right. So I think that this conversation is going to bring a light and also encouragement, right? To those of us who are, feeling overwhelmed and not feeling your best self dealing with life.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. It's heavy today.
Yeah.
It's heavy. Let's speak to those who are not aware, who've been asleep. It is heavy. I don't care what we look like on the outside. We are all battling something inside that is heavy. Yeah. And so for me, and it's been heavy for me. Let me just be real transparent. A lot is happening. I'm in a season of transition and making some hard decisions in my life. And it's been heavy on my life. Let me just say that but I found that when I take it to him, he calms my spirit. So when I pray, just sitting down to pray alone, but also praying with my husband because listen, I can't do this by myself.
That's right.
I cast all my cares and my burdens on, of course, our Heavenly Father, but I take it to him as well so that he can help me get through some of the things that I'm actually dealing with.
Well, you know what, Dr. Alicia, we appreciate you sharing because what I realize is the first step is when you're able to acknowledge it, right? Definitely. And admit that, hey, I am not okay. Yeah. I am in a season. I am struggling. Yeah. That is that first step to healing. That's that first step to saying, hey, guys, I need support, right? Because when we verbalize that thing, it's different, but internalizing will definitely sink you if you're not careful. Yeah. And peace begins with awareness, guys. You have to be aware of what you're dealing with, but not so much just aware of it, but just you have to be able to acknowledge that I'm not okay, I'm struggling. Listen, guys, we're going to have a real conversation. It's a lot that is going on in our world, in our communities, a lot of uncertainties. We're trying to figure life out. We don't know what's next for us in our world. We don't know what's next for our families, for our communities. So we thought that it would be great for us to have this conversation to bring light and bring suggestions and resources on how you could combat this. How could you lift yourself in a space where our world feels so heavy?
Because it's definitely heavy. One of the things that I'm often hearing from a lot of women or people just in conversation with people that I know is the load is heavy.
Yes, absolutely.
And one of the things that we're not doing enough of is getting the proper rest. Correct. It is okay. If I could put a sign going across my head, it would literally say rest in all capital letters. It's because we are not, and I don't mean 15 minutes or a 30-minute break. Literally, if that means taking 2 or 3 days off, do that. It's okay. At the end of the day, we're not wearing a badge of I'm working 365.
That's right.
Absolutely not. So take that time to actually give your body the rest that you need. So we often talk about your health is your wealth. That matters.
Yes. You know what, Dr. Alicia, I totally agree with what you're saying. And I can tell you, I'm in a season of my life right now that I have a lot on my plate. Yeah. The mantle is heavy in this season of my life, right? But what I can be proud of myself and say, I haven't always done it in previous seasons, but in this season of my life, I have put things in place for me to rest. Yes. Because what I understand is being a multifaceted business owner and doing a lot of things, you have to rest because I can't be my best self.
That's right.
If I'm not whole. I can't be my best self if I'm not rested. So I find myself these days, I'll take a day.
Yeah.
And listen, the other night, the other day, I laid in the bed at 2:30 in the afternoon. I almost shot myself. But I say, you know what? I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to listen to my body. Whatever I can't do from my phone, I'm not going to do. I am going to rest. And I think that is so important. And my husband and I, we've even created, you know, not all Fridays, but most of our Fridays is our time where we kind of dwindle down our calendar. We find time, we go, we eat, we have a great time, and we just let go. Okay, we're not discussing business. We're not discussing anything. We're just going to enjoy each other. So rest is very important, Dr. Alicia.
And you just said something too that me and my husband do, because when you're married, you got the whole hustle and the bustle. We talked about this before in a prior season. One of the things that I want to highly encourage everyone to do, because life is heavy, is we put off the things that really matter to us, the things that actually bring us joy. And so I'm encouraging everyone as we close out 2025, don't be like, oh, I'm going to do it next year, because the next day is not promised to anybody.
Agree.
So I'm going to encourage you to schedule joy.
Right.
Because I feel like when you are happy on the inside, it portrays on the outside.
Oh, absolutely. Every time.
So find things that bring you joy. So in these next, less than 60 days that we have left in this calendar year, find something that brings peace and happiness to you, because it's going to help you in other areas of your life.
Well, what I've noticed is those of us who are able to acknowledge and admit that, hey, I'm tired. Hey, everything that's happening is wearing on my mental. I find when you're able to do that, you're opening a space for healing. You're opening a space for someone to comfort you. You're opening up a space for someone to say, you know what, bro? You know what, sis? Things are going to get better in time. You know, I think that a lot of times we suffer in silence. And we've talked about this before, but I think it's just important, especially surrounded around the holiday season, right? Because a lot of us have lost loved ones, right? A lot of us has lost our jobs. A lot of us have been very affected, you know, by the government shutdown and all the things that are happening in our world. And I just feel like this is something that we definitely need to give light to. I think this is something that we definitely need to acknowledge in this time, because everyone is going through some type of challenge.
And one of the biggest things is asking for help.
Yes.
Ask for help in this season. Listen, I don't care how people make things look one way, but we all know that we'll go back to the saying, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So don't sit up here and don't say anything or suffer in silence when there's people who are willing to help you, who have the heart posture, the kindness, the resources to help you or your family. Right.
And the thing is that be careful where you find that space of safety as well. You know, we will say that, because everywhere is not a safety space. So make sure that you use your discernment. Make sure that the space that you wanting to share that I'm tired is a space that is safe, right? A space where people can lend encouragement. We don't want to put it in a space where no one cares, or a space where people have been using us or using us for our time, because you won't get the love and the support that you need. What you have to do is be able to identify that safe space, identify that friend, identify that person at your church, identify that person in your community to say, hey, bro, hey, sis, I am tired. I'm dealing with this. How do I navigate this? I'm trying to figure it out. It's the holiday time. I lost my mom. You know, it's tough for me. We have to be able to have these conversations.
Or I don't have the resources. Where can I get the financial assistance that I need?
Correct.
We're here to help you. There are people out there to help you. But if you don't open your mouth,
Yeah, and let's be clear. We just going to talk about a real situation. Right. Groceries are expensive.
Come on now.
Everything costs a whole lot of money. Mm-hmm. People are trying to work things out with the resources that they have. They're trying to take care of their children. Mm-hmm. They're trying to deal with all of the changes that are happening around us. It is a lot. Yeah. And ideally, the topic of this conversation is, just being in the space of acknowledging that you need community, acknowledging that you need connection, acknowledging that you don't have to hold this weight on your own.
Right. And you pointed something out about that community. Let's talk about that community. That seems like that's been the resounding word in our prior episodes. In this season, community is important.
It is.
Because right now, as we talk about, there's so much that's happening within the world, and people are looking for safe communities to get those resources, safe communities to have the conversations, safe communities to say, you know what? This is what's happening with me. Because I'll be very transparent. This week, I had the biggest release that I've ever had in quite some time, just opening my mouth. Let me say that, opening my mouth and sharing, this is what I'm dealing with. So I wanted the right people to speak into me. I wanted the right people to give me the encouraging words that I needed. I wanted the right people to say, you will get through this. This too shall pass.
Yes, but see, the thing is, that's what you need. Because when you're able to do that in a safe space and community, you can breathe again. When you're able to do that, you're able to remind yourself that I'm not the only one dealing with this.
Listen,
there are
sometimes
other
we think we are.
Yes, but that's the part we're talking about. When you in isolation and you're beating yourself upside the head and you feeling like, woe is me, and you feeling like, I'm just tired, I'm dealing with a lot and I'm going through, you're sitting in it. But you got to understand, when you release it to your community, when you release it to that safe space, you understand that, oh man, my girlfriend been through the same season.
Right.
And you know what? My brother over there, he went through the same situation with his family. You start understanding that you're not alone.
It's not just me.
It's not just me. And that's the thing that we all run and we result to with things. We feel like it's just us. So this conversation is huge because a lot of us, a lot of times, sit with a posture of not being real, right?
Ooh, come on. Check your posture.
A lot of times, a lot of us sit in a posture of not being real. Right. And when I say not being real, I'm saying being real to who you are. Right. Being real to how you feel in this season. Be real about it, guys, because whether you realize it or not, it's going to resurface in some way or some form.
It's not going away.
It's not going to go away.
Right.
It's going to resurface. And a lot of times when you understand that it's something that you need to do and you don't do it, you sit and you suffer in silence, and it gets worse. So when you're not having those conversations, you know, depression seeps in, you know, feeling overwhelmed, anxiety attacks, all of those things happen when you just clearly don't identify or say, hey, I need help. So I agree with you, Dr. Alicia. Community is so important.
It is. And I'm telling you, if I didn't have that community and I did not have the support or having my spouse there consistently asking and checking, because what happens too, a lot of times you're around people and they're clueless as to what's going on with you.
Oh, absolutely.
So what's also important is when life is getting heavy, be mindful of those that are around you that are either not paying attention to you or going about their daily lives and you're struggling on the outside. But the question is, how are you showing up? Are you wearing a mask? Asking is if or acting, as if everything is okay. And I believe that's what's happening with a lot of people today.
Correct. So that's why we're having this conversation. Let's talk about that, Dr. Alicia, that mask we wear. The mask, you got to take it off. Okay. We understand that we all do a lot of different things, right? A lot of us are multifaceted. We do different stuff. Correct. The thing is that wearing a mask, first of all, you're not authentic.
Right.
People feel as if you're transactional. People don't feel as if they can trust you. And all while you're suffering in silence. You have to take the mask off. You have to be able to say, hey guys, hey, me, yes, me, I'm not okay. A lot of us feel like we have positions. A lot of us feel like people view us a certain way. But I need you to understand, even the strongest of us at times get weak. Everybody have their day. And so this conversation is not to shame anyone. It's just to bring light. And it's to bring light in a space, in a loving space, to say, hey, you don't have to suffer like this. Exactly. You can have the conversations you need to have. You don't have to be depressed. You don't have to be clinically depressed because you're holding things in and you're not being expressive. Talk about it.
Exactly. You made mention of something I want to bring back. We often hear as girlfriends, or we have that conversation, or people post it. Let me just say this, and I don't know how true this is, but from what I've learned just being on social media, I often may see this phrase, and we've all seen it before, check on your strong friends.
Yes.
When you see that, because so much is happening. Ladies, community, when you see this, don't be like, oh girl, she got another episode, or she complaining about something. Let me tell you something today. If you have not been watching the news, please watch the news. People are taking their lives because they're saying, and what has been said is, no one listened to me. I tried to tell you. I tried to have the conversation. So when you hear that sister who you think is, if you look at me and Margot, you think they got it going on, they got it together. But at the end of the day, when Margot goes home, when I go home, you don't know what that sister or that brother is dealing with.
That's true.
Ask the question. And when I say ask the question, ask me how I'm actually doing.
I love
Not
that.
surface level. Get into how are you feeling today? How has your week been? Is anything bothering you? Go deep.
Yes.
Stop asking the surface level questions.
Right. And you know what? I love what you said, because this is something that I've experienced in relationships. And I want to share this. A lot of times people enter into selfish relationships, right? Which means that when you're in need, you need me to be calling and checking and making sure you okay when you're dealing with your family member, your issue, your death in your family. But what I notice that happens is when you're not checking on them and doing certain things and this, that, and the third, when you let the relationship sit and be, and they don't call and check on you because they in their feelings because they feel like you ain't called them. That's the place we saying, don't cast your pearls to the swine, honey. Don't do it. Those aren't the safe spaces.
Right.
We're talking about safe spaces where you have friends that check on you like you check on them. Exactly. That friend that haven't heard from you in a week or two that say, hey girl, listen, I ain't heard from you since you all right. Because let's be clear, we live in our own space.
Right.
And we live life at our own momentum. You have no idea what other people are dealing with. You have no idea of the issues or the family decisions or the hard decisions or life decisions that your friend or the person that you are in relationship with is having. Right. So my thing is that not only find a safe space for those who are the supporters, be a safe space. Don't be selfish. Don't be self-absorbed. Don't be self-consumed. Understand that people are dealing with things in real time.
And when I say in real time, I mean in real time. But let's take it a little step further. Even in your own household, don't be so caught up in the hustle and the bustle that you forget about the loved ones that are living right underneath you, that you say to yourself, oh, I had no idea that was happening. Yeah. That he or she or my husband or my significant other was experiencing this is because you did not take the time out to just simply ask the question, are you okay?
But let's be real. If you're sitting in a place where you're not being honest with yourself.
Yeah. There you go. Keyword.
If you're not being honest with yourself, how are you going to care for anyone else? If you're not being honest with yourself, how are you going to pay attention to what's happening in your home, around you, in your friendships?
I agree.
And unfortunately, that's the day and time that we're living in.
But how do we change this? How do we help the people?
How do we help the people is to do this. I feel like when you're dealing with the weight, the community is an addition.
Yes.
I think it's some personal things that you have to take into effect as part of the healing process or working through. And all of that has to do with a lot of self-reflection first, admitting that I'm not okay. Hey, excuse me, I'm not okay. I think also with you admitting that you're not okay, also standing in the space to say, okay, now that I've acknowledged that I'm not okay, what steps do I need to take to make sure that I'm okay? Because even if I can't change the situation that's happening, I can change my situation. I can change my perspective or how I'm processing, how I'm dealing. So that can be you putting stuff in place. I'm going to go to the gym and work out. You know what? I'm going to go relax. I'm going to go take a walk at the park. I'm going to get up in the morning and do my daily, devotional. You have to find those things to start healing yourself, healing those voids before you lean on community.
And that just goes back to having the conversation.
Correct.
Having the conversation, whether it be, like we said, whether it be friends, business partners. Come on, let's talk about it.
Because your business partners are affected by your lifestyle and what you got going on. Absolutely.
Sis, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
In order for us to do what we do, we've got to make sure we're checking on each other.
Absolutely.
This ain't just about Alicia. This ain't just about Margot. This is about us and what we've committed to doing to show up for you.
Absolutely. And so I hope this conversation, really, resonated with you guys, because the idea is that we all are dealing with a lot in this space and in our lives and what's happening in the world. We all are dealing with things, but be kind, guys. Be kind. Be a good person. If I can't tell you anything else, because just like I tell my children, be kind, because you never know who's dealing with what. You never know the person who you're interacting with and how you can bless them or you can hurt them. So always be careful when you're dealing with people, because again, you never know what they're dealing with.
And I want to add to that. That is so important. I'm so glad that you said that, because one of the things that we're not doing is we're not being kind and we're not giving grace.
Yes.
Give grace. You made mention earlier about relationships, them being transactional or people thinking about themselves.
Yes.
Understand you're not the only one who's going through something.
Correct.
First of all, ask her or ask him, why have they not shown up?
Right.
They may not have the capacity to show up in this season.
And then even if you find out they don't have the capacity, do you give them grace? That's the question. Are you giving people grace, the same grace that you need extended to you in your time of need? So, Dr. Alicia, this conversation was amazing.
Yes. It's much needed in this season.
It's much needed. And I'm so glad that we were able to have this conversation. Listen, guys, stay encouraged. It's a lot that's going on. You know, everybody's dealing with a lot. We're trying to take care of our families. We're trying to do the very best that we can. We're trying to run our businesses. We're trying to stay afloat. And so it is indeed a lot. But we will get through this. As a community, we will get through it. And for those of us in the community and for those of us who are hearing this conversation, if you are struggling with anything, please find that safe space, find that family member, find that pastor, find that person that you can confide in and say, hey, I'm not okay. The weight of the world is really on my shoulders and I don't know how to process this. I don't even know where to put this stuff. It is important because it's people that love you and it's people that's here to help.
Let me tell you something. And I heard this and I cannot remember. I was just trying to think about where did this come from, but I need to reiterate this. Is with everything that is happening in this world, before you seek Facebook and give it to Facebook, seek his face. Seek his face for the answers during this time. Yes, we can go and get the resources and the tools and all that we need, but first and foremost, seek him first.
Love that. Love that. Being honest with yourself is what it's going to take. Yes. Being forthcoming with your community is what's needed to overcome the weights of the world. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today on the Empower Her Moments Morning Show. We pray today's conversation touched your heart, expanded your mindset, and reminded you that you are not walking this journey alone. Whatever you're facing, your healing, your growth, your balance, your next level. Take it one moment at a time, guys. Honor your emotions. Give yourself grace and keep choosing you. Small steps count. Quiet process matters, and becoming your best self is a journey, not a race. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.